Hey guys, welcome back to Critic and Fan, and today we are reviewing the movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It is a screenplay written again by J.K. Rowling, and it is directed by the guy who's directed pretty much most, if not almost all, of the Harry Potter movies. Um, and it's a story about a British wizard guy who comes to the United States, to New York City, and he's got a briefcase, all these different beasts, and one day all the beasts escape, and he has to try to find them. And it's not a lot, it's like, 4 or 5 of them. And it's not like 85 beasts are gone, but like 4 or 5 of them. And he has to try to find them and also prove to the wizarding world that they're not all bad, that they're actually harmless, they're actually good monsters and stuff. Of course, there's other plot points in the movie, but that's the general,
That's the gist of it.
the main plot point of the movie. So that being said, Rob, what did you like about the movie?
I like that there's a lot of stuff going on. Like in previous Harry Potter movies, they show a lot, but they didn't show everything from like the books, like mostly animals. Because in the books, they mention tons of beasts and everything, but you never actually get to see them. They don't make it to the film. But this one, they were able to show a lot more of the wizarding world too, which I thought was really cool because the Harry Potter one was just based at one school, and here they actually go out to the real world.
I enjoyed this movie because I was a little nervous at first because I haven't seen the movies before. I haven't seen none of the Harry Potter movies. Rob has seen all of them. So going to this movie, I was concerned because would it be something that there's just too much fanfare to where I would get lost and not be... the experience would be compromised because I would not be getting all the in-jokes and stuff like that, or all the different Easter eggs and everything. But I think the good news is that you don't have to see any of the Harry Potter movies at all. You can just go straight into this movie if you haven't seen the movies before and still be equally as entertained as I was. Yes, there were some parts where people were like laughing, chuckling, or being like, the revelations of certain things, and just like, what's going on? I don't understand. Yeah. But they're very minor things, right?
Yeah, there's like a lot of things like Easter eggs, references to other Harry Potter things, and if you catch them, great. But they're not key plot points to the movie, so it doesn't really take away if you don't know them.
Yeah, and so I had a great time watching this movie. I thought Eddie Redmayne, who plays the main character named Newt Scamander, I thought he did a great job, fantastic job, no pun intended. And he brings this sort of charisma to the movie where it's not like a Brad Pitt type of charisma or George Clooney where they just like demand like presence. It's just like
a Matt Smith type.
Like a Matt Smith type. He could be. I think it kind of is like a Doctor Who type of person. But anyway, he's very he's a little socially awkward a little bit, but of course it's endearing to watch him, his character, as he goes on his little journey. His character was pretty great. I thought that his sidekick, I don't know I think his name's Kowalski. I think his last name was. He's like this, chubby little man, right? But he wants to, try to get a bakery. He's trying to get a permit or whatever you call it to build a bakery, and then he runs into Eddie Redmayne's character, and then he ends up being like a little sidekick to him. But the good part about him that I thought was that he didn't really feel like a throwaway character, because I think his character could have easily been like a one-off, just kind of like, they're just so at odds with each other that the chemistry couldn't work. But I thought, what'd you think about his character?
I actually liked him because he was actually part of the whole movie. He's really key plot points to the movie.
He brought a lot of the emotional aspects to the movie that I thought was unexpected. And so, because in the beginning, he's just like a bumbling guy, just like, and then at the end, you really care about him.
Oh, I know.
And there's an emotional scene with him at the end that was just like, oh man, but no spoilers, but I'm just saying, it's just surprising to see him be a big plot point. The girl who plays not the inspector, but she does investigate certain things. She did pretty well, I thought, as well. Her sister character, she was great as well.
Yeah, she was very beautiful, but at the same time, I felt like she was kind of overacting a little bit.
A tad bit, huh?
Yeah. I felt like they felt like this is the 20s. You got to do it like this because that's what they did.
It was extra dapper.
But it was still good. It was still fun to watch, though.
Yeah. Colin Firth's character. What were your thoughts on him?
Well, you mentioned this before, but he was good, and he's a great actor. He did an amazing job. But he sort of plays the villain, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's very underwhelming, I thought. The acting is great.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's acting is really great. And it kind of felt like a Marvel villain where they're just kind of there. And he wasn't menacing, I thought. But the thing about him is that, because you're not really sure what he is, really, And, I mean, you do get that he is the villain, but at the same time, he doesn't do anything throughout the entire movie until pretty much the end, or the third act of the movie, when he starts doing, bad things. But even then, it's just kind of, too late for me to be such a very iconic person. But But at the same time, like he does enough of a good job to where you do feel like that Eddie Redmayne's character does have a decent enough opposition to himself.
Well, here's the weird thing about it, because in the Harry Potter books, all the wizards, the good wizards, are like cool humans that you can marry a human, be friends with them, hang out with them, and it was only the bad wizards who are like, forget them, leave them alone. We don't like humans. Don't marry them, don't talk to them. If you see them, kill one. But here in the American ones, they were sort of that way towards humans. You couldn't be friends with them. Don't talk to them. You can't marry them. If they see you do something, erase their mind right away. They were sort of shady like that, like the bad wizards are in the future. But they're still the good guys, too, which is kind of weird. But I found that really interesting. That, the humans and magical people, the relationship.
One thing about the Harry Potter movie, not the Harry Potter movie, the Fantastic Beasts movie, is that there's a lot of humor in this film. Is there that much humor in the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, there's a lot of humor. Different type of humor, because you're dealing with like young kids and acting and stuff, so it's different, but pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, I was laughing a lot in this movie, and a lot more so than I thought I would be. Because like I said before, I never watched the Harry Potter movies, so I didn't know what to expect really. So it was a lot of funny jokes, a lot of great moments. The action I thought was pretty great. The one thing that bugged me a bit was the CGI. I don't know, is the CGI relatively the same as the other movies, or do you think the other movies are probably better or worse CGI?
I think it's pretty much the same.
Really? I don't know, because
I think it's about the same as the last two movies were. Their CGI.
Okay.
But because it got better as it went along, but it's about the same as the last two.
Like the CGI bugged me a little bit because there are certain characters and certain because the monsters, some of them looked kind of fake, right? Like obviously, but there was a couple of characters who were just smaller scale type of characters, like who are the guys, like the small gremlin looking dudes?
There were goblins and there was house elves.
Yeah, like just the way that they looked, I'm like I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of how the CGI on these type of characters were. It just seemed overly cartoonish to me. But I mean, all that aside, really, I thought the story was well executed. I had a lot of great time with it, which is saying something for somebody who hasn't seen any of the previous movies before. I thought that the way that it ended went off on a good note. It went on an intriguing note. There was a plot twist at the end that I thought that the plot twist itself was great. I didn't like the initial execution as to how they come to this certain conclusion, though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm excited to see what the next couple of movies will be later. I guess it's going to be about maybe 4 or 5.
Really, that much?
Yeah, well, for sure. I read it was going to be 4 to 5 movies in this new franchise. So, I mean, like I said before, guys, it's a great movie. A lot of fun. You should have a great time watching it. Even if you're someone like me who has never seen it before, if you're a big fan like Rob, right? I mean, this November season with Doctor Strange and Fantastic Beasts, I thought, it's a fun month, I think, for good movies. And so, guys, check this one out, and you'll have a great time with this movie. That's our quick thoughts on this movie. Rob, what else? Anything else you want to add that you didn't like or did like? Or
No, that's pretty much, we covered it.
all right, guys. So, what did you guys think of Fantastic Beasts? If you have seen it already, was it everything you dreamed of? If you're a big Harry Potter fan, if you've never seen it before, did it still intrigue your interest? Whatever your thoughts are, comment below. Let us know. And where can they find us on social media?
Okay, we are on Facebook, Critic and Fan, Twitter at Critic_and_fan, and yeah, we have both have Instagrams too, but they're slightly separate.
Well, they are separate. They're not slightly separate, but we don't have a joint account like a Facebook couple. Or those Facebook couples where it's like Joe and Marie Gonzalez. You're like, why are they together? It makes no sense. Like, which one of them cheated? Just kidding.
Oh.
All right. Anyways, guys, that's our quick thoughts on this movie. Follow us on social media, comment below, and subscribe to our channel. All right, guys. See you next time.